Hi, we just finished meeting for intonation practice on April 9th, and we started with, are those ice cream sandwiches any good? Are those ice cream sandwiches any good? I didn't rewrite the whole thing because there was only two connections. Are those ice cream sandwiches any? Sandwiches any? And sandwiches, we don't say the D. You could put your tongue in the D position, but it's the same as the N, sand, and you're not releasing the D. Sandwiches. Are those ice cream sandwiches any good? It's yes, no. So it'll go up. I buy it. I buy it, meaning I believe it. And you hold the T because you won't release the air. Just hold your tongue in the T position. I buy it. Perfectly. Where have you been? Where have you been? But if you say all of these words, even not in an angry way, where have you been? They could sound a little annoyed because you're saying every word. Where have you been? Where have you been? Even in a friendly voice, sounds a little formal. We usually make the contraction where've, or just drop the V completely and change you to ya. So with the V, like a contraction, where have you been? Or without the V, where you been? Hey, where you been? Can I quickly add something? It's a yes no question, so it'll go up. Can I? Can I? Can is usually not emphasized, so you won't hear the vowel a. It'll be shortened to just ki. So can I? This N will connect to the I. Can I? Can I? Quickly, remember to round your lips quick, and you won't hear the K, quick, and you won't, yeah, that's it. Quickly. Can I quickly add something? Add something? Can I quickly add something? Just to circle back to the previous point, just to. So there's two T's here, but I'm just going to make one. So just to. The two will change to ta. Circle back. You won't hear the K sound. To the previous point. You won't hear the T. Just hold the tongue on the T position. Just to circle back to the previous point, the price has been raised several times this year already. The price has been raised. I'm saying raised, but I didn't rewrite this. You won't hear that D. Maybe I'll put that little mark there. Um, the price has been raised several times this year already. Year already. And yes, this is here because you could make this a contraction instead of the price has with a h. You could just make a contraction and the prices will sound like prices. The price has been raised. The price has been raised. Either way, it'll be very hard to hear the has. Happy hump day. You won't hear the P, just close your lips. Hump. Happy hump day. It's hard to squeeze it in during the day. It's hard, duh. You won't hear that T because or you hear one D. The two changes to ta. The T changes to duh. Hard, duh. Squeeze it. This will connect. And the T here changes to a D. Squeeze it in during the day. It's hard to squeeze it in during the day. Did you get your 10,000 steps? It's hard to squeeze it in during the day. I'd just like to comment on what David said earlier, or I would just like to comment on the deadline we discussed. This was an example of circle back. So I personally don't usually say circle back. I just refer to what was said earlier. Like, I'd just like to comment on maybe what somebody else said or the topic. I'd like to comment on the deadline we discussed. I'd like to comment on this blah 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 project. So if you miss your chance to say something in a meeting, don't just think, that's too bad. I didn't get to say it. Write it down. Take time to think about what you're going to say, maybe make some notes. And then at any point in the meeting, you can comment on what happened earlier, even before the end of the meeting. So that's what circle back means. Just to circle back to the previous point, or I'd like to comment on what David said earlier. It's better to wait and say something later than not at all. This was an example of water the T changing to a D. And yes, technically it's a alveolar flap, but I don't have that symbol on my keyboard right now, just a D. Water. The T changes to a D when it's between two voiced sounds, when you have vibration in the throat, and all vowels are voiced. So you could just say between two vowels, but not always. Sometimes, like here, this D, hard, I'm making a D, and that's why I'm just going to kind of skip the T, hard D, hard D. So it's a voiced D here. So voiced sounds is a little more open range. And even the here, we don't pronounce the E by itself. You're making the sound, which is the sound of the R. So I usually say when the T is between two voiced sounds, doesn't matter vowel or consonant, and it's in the unstressed syllable. So wa-der. And here, the T's, two T's, are between two vowels, this A and this A, but the T is in the stressed syllable, so it can't change. Attack, attack. So when the T is between two voiced sounds and it's in the unstressed syllable, it can change to D. I'm sorry, but I have to go. Have to can almost always change to have to. Have to. I'm sorry, but I have to go. But I will connect. But I. I'm sorry, but I have to go. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. I'm feeling, in this case, instead of ing with the back of the tongue high, ing, I'm making an in with the tongue in the front so it can connect to the A. Feeling, feeling bit under, bit under. This T changes to a D and you'll hear it connect to the under. Bit under the weather today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. I'm. So the contraction I am, um, I'm is just one syllable. I tried to spell it in different ways, but every time I spelled it like I'm, that looks like aim. Um, I'm, that looks like aim. Um, so I put I with an M, I'm. That's it. All right, without chit chat. Are those ice cream sandwiches any good? I buy it. I believe it. Where have you been? Or where you been? Can I quickly add something? Just to circle back to the previous point, the price has been raised several times this year already. Happy hump day. It's hard to squeeze it in during the day. I'd just like to comment on what David said earlier. Water, attack. I'm sorry, but I have to go. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. I'm. That's it. Thank you. I will be back next week for pronunciation on Tuesday and intonation on Wednesday. Thanks and have a good day or evening.